Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late August 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going. My guides, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Aquarius collective here in late August? It's Virgo season. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little look at? And yeah, we're going to check out this first card real quick. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got. For Aquarius, please. Let's get this first card out. What's going on for the water bearers, please? Guys, it's spirit team. And yeah, the deck is being very specific for you this week. Usually within the first couple shuffles, your cards out. There it goes. Okay, yeah, whoa, very fired up. Okay, this reminds me of fire sign energy. It's like, I'm going this way. This is where we're going. It reminds me of the Chariot, like somebody's revving up to do something with this card. It's just a very powerful, aggressive type of energy, which could be very good depending on what you're going through. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the August subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So first off, I think this is a gorgeous image. We see this lady, she's kind of dressed in like biker armor, and she's pointing in a specific direction, like, yeah, this is the way, this is where I'm headed. It's that beautiful like pink and red background, so I feel like it does have that essence of fire energy to it. So whether you're dealing with a fire sign, or this could represent your motivation, when I think of fire wands energy, I think of vitality. I think of your internal motor. So for a portion of you, maybe that motor's starting to run, you're revving up to do something. There could be some big action coming in when this type of energy shows up. It's like revving, 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 go, boom, it's just taking off. So this can be really nice for a lot of you. Now, in its challenge, it could sometimes be a little too aggressive. So for a portion of you, just know maybe there's certain situations you're dealing with. Maybe you're coming off a little too strong. Maybe you're coming off a little too aggressive. It all really depends. If you've been too passive, this could literally be spirit telling like, okay, maybe turn up the aggression a little bit. So we're going to leave her over there. I don't want her to try to fight me, right? Let's get into tarot and see what's going on. And I always say this first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. See what's happened with my Aquarians. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Massive Win. There's beautiful energy like through most of the reading. So I hope one came in for you. And I always say wins come in different shapes and sizes, whether it's monetary, whether it's personal relationships, whether it's emotional, it all really depends. And that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. So I hope you're collecting those various wins. But let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for Aquarius, please. What is happening? Thank you. Okay, 2 of Wands. So yeah, that motor running, revving with that 2 of Wands, that's fire energy. It makes total sense. It's showing up here. We're going to tuck him in right by that amethyst. He could chill out for a minute while we get the other cards. Okay, yeah, that's somebody planning on something. Okay, King of Pentacles, very sturdy. So hopefully this isn't like a roadblock of some kind. I mean, this could be really nice. Let's get one more, and we'll piece it all together. What do we got for Aquarius here, late August? 5 of Cups. So maybe it is a bit of a barrier. That's something we might have to watch out for. Okay, and we'll talk about it. I mean, there's a little hodgepodge of different energies trying to present themselves this week, Aquarius. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, I'm looking here, I'm seeing different elements at play. So this could be different situations. I mean, it could be different aspects of the same thing. We got fire, we have earth, we have water, and they all mix together in different ways. But I have plan-based energy, and I have a bit of an energy that's planted and not really moving. Then we have one that's a little gloomy on the back end. So there's like a whole mixture going on. So in this time, watch out that you're not going like really experiencing emotional extremes, because that could be possible when I see all these different things and they're all coming through in a strong way. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. Remember, it could be other people around you. But position number one, we have the Two of Wands. Now, I always say all twos in tarot could represent decisions, choices, being at a crossroads of some sort. And this one is the same. It could represent all those things. This card could also represent distance and travel. I think I already mentioned that. But if that's not the case, this is one of my biggest cards of strategy and planning. Notice that this person, it looks like they're waiting around, but to me, they're calculating, they're making plans, and that could really be in play. So whether you're planning on doing something, maybe someone you're connected to is hatching a little plan. For a portion of you, maybe you need to strategize, specifically if you do have a roadblock of some kind, because the way the energy is flowing, it's like, I want to do this, I want to do something, but there might be a barrier. I don't know why it's presenting like that. And we'll look into it further. Now, when we look at the challenging side of this Two of Wands, sometimes it could be someone being impatient. The Two of Wands can sometimes represent somebody that's always planning and not taking action, where it's like, okay, how long is this going to take? And so it's like, it's a little frustrating what I'm picking up here on the front end. And remember, we still have to clarify it. So we're not going to go full bore that this is like all challenge. Now, moving to the center, we have the King of Pentacles. For a portion of you, that could just be an earth sign that you're connected to. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, any of those. It doesn't have to be gender specific. And when we talk about the kings of their suits, I always say the king represents control of their suit. So the King of Pentacles talks about monetary. It talks about work. Some of you might be in pentacle mode. You might be having a lot of prominent career things going on right now, whether it's businesses you have, whether it's side hustles, whether it's careers or even schooling. Pentacles is all the material world stuff. Now, this could also, if we're not just talking about that realm of the world, the King of Pentacles is very abundant. It is super sturdy, and in its positive sense, it represents just overflowing abundance, similar to the Queen of Pentacles and similar to the Empress. But when we get to the challenging aspect of this King of Pentacles, it could be extremely stubborn. This could be an extremely planted energy where it's like not really adaptable. This is an energy that's willing to change. It's like, okay, well, it is what it is, and it's not going to change. Like, it gives me that kind of vibe, which is odd, just the way the energy plays. It's like we have this planning, but then we have this energy that stays the same, but we also have this bummed out type of energy chilling on the back end. So we're going to have to see how it all plays together. I mean, some of you might just be upset about a work situation or somebody that you might work with. Okay, I'm not going to get too hyper specific since it is a general reading. Now, when we get to the back end, we have the Five of Cups, the River of Tears. And I always say this person, they look all goth, all emo. They're a little gloomy. Now, this card is on a spectrum. I always say it could be something small from, you might just have a couple days where you're a little down. Your energy is a little down. You might just not be in the greatest mood. For a portion of you, this could be full-blown like heartbreak as well. So there could be something that's really, really upsetting you when the Five of Cups is here. But when we look at the positive aspect of this card, it's not a final result. Notice it's only halfway through the suit. There's still cups standing. There's still things happening in the background of this. So to me, it's like, all right, it's not your final destination. It might just be a current situation. And some of you might just be dealing with certain situations and problems that are a little frustrating to you when I pick this up. Okay. And the way the energy flows overall, like when we go from the planning, then to the King of Pentacles, then to the Five of Cups, it's like, okay, well, that didn't work out how I had it planned. But I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here and see what's happening for my beautiful Aquarians. God, Spirit Team, talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. It's going on that Two of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords in the upright, this is absolutely the vibe of somebody hatching a plan, my friends. And I don't mean to say that in a nefarious type of way, like, oh, you need to be careful, you need to watch out. To me, it's more like, okay, I'm going to keep this to myself for now until like the full thing is ready to go. It's like, I'm not going to take it out of the oven until it's done baking. Now, the Seven of Swords is a cautionary type of energy for sure. I'm not really going to sugarcoat it too much. But I'm also getting another message, like the ball is in your court type of energy. So where it's like, I've made a move, now it's your turn. So for some reason, that phrase, the ball is in your court, is showing up here, Aquarius. So like apply that to whatever situation you're going through. Maybe you need to take an action. Maybe you need to make a move and someone's waiting on it. That could very well be it. But the Seven of Swords, let's talk about it. You see this card, this person, they're making away with the swords. And I always say, like, yeah, this could be very cautionary. This could be spirit saying, like, oh, well, be very cautious of this person. It represents snakes and thieves and people that are doing things in secrecy. But I also say that it just represents things that we don't quite know, things that we don't quite see just yet. So when I get this strategic planning of the Two of Wands with the Seven of Swords, to me, it is saying that somebody's like planning something behind the scenes. So whether that's something you need to do, be a little more strategic in your moves and what you're going to do moving forward, and keep it to yourself for the time being, or that's what somebody else is doing. I feel like it's a very simple, straightforward message. Now, the other thing I will say about this, Aquarius, this has me on alert a little bit. We're going to see what shows up throughout the rest of the reading, and I'm going to tell you, like, hey, you might need to be extra cautious. Let's just see. We're going to keep moving over to that King of Pentacles because I've already been talking about a possible little roadblock or problem that you might encounter. This could also be somebody where they're like, well, I'm not going to reveal it yet because then it's going to be nothing but problems. I'm getting somebody keeping something to themselves. So let's go in on that King of Pentacles. Does it feel completely malicious? I'm not going to say it feels malicious, but it's just someone being very secretive. So let's go in on that King. Hierophant. And this could absolutely be somebody trying to hold firm, very stubborn energy here in the center. Okay, big Taurus energy. So if you're connected to a Taurus, they're showing up here double in the center. And the reason this feels super stubborn to me is like, yeah, we have this Two of Wands, Seven of Swords. It feels like a little slithery, like it's ready to make its way around this wall. Both of these cards are firm, planted, immovable. You're not going to change its mind. You're not going to change its ways. So just know, I mean, they both represent power structures. They both represent authority in different types of ways. So I feel for a good chunk of you, there might be a barrier between you and an outcome, between you and success, between you and what you want. Can you overcome it? Absolutely. But I feel like in this time, there could be situations that might feel like it's a little too hard to overcome. I don't feel like it's insurmountable completely. But listen, when we have the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant, this is a brick wall of energy, my friends. It is bricks. Okay, it's not moving. Now, the Hierophant could also represent day-to-day life, aside from power structures like corporations, government, stuff like that. The Hierophant to me is like your day-to-day life, your routine. So for a lot of Aquarians in this time, just know either you need to change something up about your day-to-day life, or your daily routine could be having a stranglehold on you in a way where it's like you need to shake something up, especially if you're that type of person where it's like, oh, it's so boring. Like, I'm getting so many different things here, but there does feel like there's a barrier. So for a portion of you, just beware. There might be a couple problems here, a couple hurdles that you need to overcome, and we'll see if you will. But I am picking up a problematic energy here in the center. It's just too planted, too earthy, and it's right down the center. It's like keeping these two energies separate. So let's keep moving forward. Now, for a portion of you, if you have your guard up, then maybe this is a good thing, right? I guess it all really depends on your perspective. If you've been dealing with somebody and they're like not super trustworthy and you're very skeptical of them, if you have your guard up, there is this energy that it's like a wall, it's like a wedge. So let's keep moving over to the Five of Cups. Let's see. What's this Five of Cups here? I mean, every week, Aquarius, your readings are super unique and no different here. So let's see why the Five of Cups is in the mix. And we'll do our quick recap for the shadow card. Okay. Yeah. So even more of this like solidified energy, but it is in reverse. Okay. One thing I want to say about this, you ever hear the phrase, the grass People always think the grass is greener on the other side, or the grass is never greener on the other side. I feel also be careful what you wish for type of energy. Now, listen, I'm not saying this to be scary or anything like that, Aquarius. Just be careful how far you push someone. Be careful how far you push a certain issue in this time, because you might get the result you're wanting, but it won't be all that it's cracked up to be. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but that's just how it feels to me. So I'm going to give you the intuitive, where it's like, all right, you might push an issue, even if you do have a problem or something that's a barrier. I feel push, push, push. I'm going to get around it. I'm going to get around it. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get over it. And then it's like, boom, I finally get the result I want, but why am I not happy? I got what I wanted. Why am I not content? Okay, that's just the energy, and it feels deep to me. Now we have the Empress in reverse here. Usually she's a card of blessings and abundance. I mentioned her a little earlier when we were talking about this King of Pentacles. This is also a very grounded type of energy, usually full of expansion and abundance. When it shows up in reverse, yeah, this is the change. This is that energy, like getting through. So I feel like if you are having an issue, or if there is a wall blocking you off from something, you can get through it. Just be careful how hard you push. Okay. And I also get that be careful what you wish for type of energy here. And I'm not saying it to try to be scary, but I feel like somebody getting what they wanted, but then like, all right, why am I not happy with it then? Like, I got the result I wanted, but I feel unfulfilled with it. So it's a little sad when we get to the back end. Okay, with the Five of Cups, Empress in reverse. Watch out for issues with mother figures as well. Authority figures in general, because like we have mother figures, we have father figures, we have like the priesthood and the government. There's like authority all over the place this week. So do with that what you will. But let's go through and do a quick recap here, Aquarius. I would say your reading has a lot going on here. Okay. Position number one, before we get into the shadows, we have the Two of Wands with the Seven of Swords in the upright. This is somebody keeping a plan to themselves. So yeah, there could be somebody planning something, trying to figure the way around something or through or over it. I don't want to say like weaseling through something. I feel for you, if there is a problem or a roadblock in front of you, don't press it too much. Don't push the issue too much. Kind of just like let the energy flow, because I still feel this energy pressing through. But there is the plan-based vibe. So whether it's a plan you need to keep to yourself or a plan somebody else is keeping to themselves, that's just how it's showing up here. To the center, we have the brick wall, King of Pentacles clarified by the Hierophant. Now, for a portion of you, if you're connected to an Earth sign or Taurus, that's them there in a very strong way. It's very solid, stable. But to me, it also feels immovable, and it just feels like there's a wall. I don't know why, like it just comes through in that fashion. So there might be problems that you're dealing with or things you need to overcome in this time. If you push it too far, if you push it too hard, I gave that like, be careful what you wish for. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. And somebody is going to find out. Not saying it's you. It could be somebody else where they find out where it's like, okay, I got what I wanted, but why am I not happy with what I got? Okay, so do with that information what you will, Aquarius. It's like a very nuanced, complex reading this week. Please take a screenshot if you'd like. Let's see what's in the shadows. Let's see what's in the shadows for Aquarius here. I would say a go with the flow attitude and approach for things is the way to move in this time, if I were to say anything. Let's see, what do we have here for Aquarius in the shadows? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here. What's in the shadows for my good friends? Thank you. Oh, all right, we have the Sun. So I feel like saying, like, for a portion of you're connected to Leo, this is them. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck, and when it shows up in the shadow position, it does represent things being revealed and coming to light. So just know, for a lot of Aquarians in this time, these are a lot of aha moments, eureka moments. So watch out for like flashes of inspiration in this time. If you get flashes of inspiration, or that get up and go, that fiery type of energy, I would go with that flow, and you'll know, go with your intuition. But another thing I say about the Sun when it shows up in the shadows, aside from that inspiration, is it's revealing. What is in the shadows never stays there forever. The truth always comes to light. So if there is something you've been wondering about, a truth you've been searching for, eventually it will come to light for you. So not bad. The sun is also very good. So we'll just leave it at that. So Aquarius, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the August subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. And for the July subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's fire and air readings. But for the August subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale, one of my favorite decks ever. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could time travel, would you rather go into the past to meet your ancestors, or would you rather go into the future to meet your descendants? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.